Hey guys, I've got an awesome video today that's going to completely free you up on the golf course and make the game a lot more fun. So check this out. Have you ever been out on the golf course and you feel like you just can't make the ball go where you want it to go, or even worse, you feel like the ball can go anywhere? You've got a million swing thoughts going through your head and you're just out there struggling. Well, I've been there just like anybody else, and I have a tendency to get too technical in my golf swing. I start thinking about where the club is and what I need to do with the club and all this different stuff. Well, I want to tell you a story about the way I played my last round of golf. It completely freed me up. And this has to do with, gosh, where do I start this story? I guess it begins with, I haven't been on YouTube that much because I just made 30 videos for a 6-month individual one-on-one coaching program that I'm going to be making available online in the next month or so. So that's why I haven't been on YouTube, is because I've just been overwhelmed making all these videos. Well, as we get a little bit deeper into the program, I'm talking about shot shaping, and I'm talking about escape shots and all the different things you have to do to be able to get the ball out of trouble. So before I dig into all that, I want to tell you a story about playing with Steve Elkington. So we were down at Champions, and I was asking him, like, Steve, how do I peel off these last few strokes so I can actually get to scratch? And he told me, he goes, Christo, the way you're going to get to scratch is I want you to make a decision over each shot. Am I going to hit a draw here, or am I going to hit a fade here? And so he drew out this map of how to hit draw and fades, my foot alignment and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I tried it for a little while. And, my stock shot was a draw, and, that's what I always played. And that's what I went back to, is just, trying to draw everything and, all of that stuff. So it didn't really make sense at the time, okay? Now let's get back to the program. So I'm working on these like month 3, month 4 programs like shot shaping, and I'm going through everything. And so I went out to the golf course to do some demonstration videos where I was really hitting escape shots. Like, nobody ever really practices these on the range. When you get into trouble and you're in the trees and you got to hook the crap out of it around a tree and keep it low, or maybe cut it out of the trees and all this different type of stuff. This is how my practice session started a few days ago, okay? And so I was working on it and I was having a lot of fun, and I was actually getting pretty good at it. And then once I finished hitting the low ones, I started hitting regular shots, regular fade, regular draws, regular slices, regular, hooks, really working the ball to the max. And I had a funny feeling. I was out there and I was just feeling the shot. And it was a very fun type of practice session. Now, when I got home, I was thinking, you know what? I was remembering what Steve said, and I was like, I'm going to play tomorrow, and I'm just going to, work the ball like Bubba Watson. How he's always hitting some kind of creative shot. So I went out to the golf course yesterday, and I had one of the best ball striking rounds of my life. Now, this is what was different about it. Every shot, I was like hitting these like low cuts, high cuts, draws, everything. The point of it is, I got out of my conscious mind and into my subconscious mind, and I was feeling the shots. And this was a huge freeing moment for me in my evolution. I was like, oh my, this is the art of the game. This is when pros say I'm a field player, I'm not a technical player. I just felt every shot. And I hit the ball great, and I had a really good round, and my playing partners were like, oh my gosh, like they were very, very impressed, to say the least. hitting bullet cuts off the tee, hitting higher drives like over trees, cutting corners, hooking balls around stuff. I mean, it was just so much fun. If you get stuck with too many swing thoughts, man, play instinctual golf and start do, do something with every shot. Like with my pitch shots and chip shots, I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit this low and make it check. I'm going to flop this high, and I'm just playing by feel. And it was one of the greatest lessons I've had during my swing evolution. And I'm not sure how long this will last. I hope it'll last the rest of my life because I was never worried over a shot. I had a feel and a picture very clear what I wanted to do. And I wasn't hung up with all these like swing thoughts of trying to be a perfect technical robot. So this was a lot of fun. Now, real quick, I want to tell you that my next weekend golf school is September 20th and 21st. On the 19th, I'm going to have a party at my house to kick off the weekend. That's Friday night. If you want details on this, email me, Christo@classicswing.golf. And guys, I hope you hit them long and hit them straight.